Are you able to see the syllabus?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
okay, see here. Now today I'll be talking about as far as the instruction sets are concerned for ARM7. We have seen data processing, data transfer. Today I'll be talking about something on control flow. That is a branching instruction. Okay. So in that case, I'll be completing my ARM7. Okay. And I will see some more instructions are there like software interrupt instructions. Okay. And few more are there. If time permits, I will take that thing after control flow, so that I could declare that module number 5 I have completed everything. Now, as far as last module is concerned, I want everyone to pay attention what I am saying. This last module, this syllabus is formulated by myself and one of the professor from AC Patil College of Engineering, Kharghar. Okay, so we both of us we have formulated this syllabus for your second year microcontroller. Okay, so we were having this, the question that what should be included at the last module. So we decided that why can't we include some of the 8-bit microcontroller in the last module, so that students will be aware of the other microcontroller other than 8051 and ARM. So keeping that thing in mind, we decided that in the last module we will keep only 3 microcontroller, 8-bit microcontroller. So which are they? This 3-bit microcontroller are your NXP 89V51 RD2, Atmega 32 and PIC 16F886. तो हमने सोचा था कि we will keep these 3 microcontroller ताकि students को should have the broader view कि ये भी microcontrollers we can use in our project. Okay, and we thought that for these 3 microcontrollers we will only keep features. We will only keep features and interfacing part. तो आपको ये जो लास्ट मॉड्यूल में है ना, सिर्फ आपको फीचर्स पता होने चाहिए ये 3 माइक्रो कंट्रोलर के, और आपको इंटरफेसिंग पता होने चाहिए. Okay, the interfacing diagram and little bit of explanation. So interfacing, as far as take an example 6.3, that is based upon interfacing of what? Of your NXP 89V51 RD2 with your RTC. This is called as the real-time clock and 7-segment display. As already I have told you, before we see the interfacing, we should know what is the 7-segment. We should know what is the RTC. Okay, so 7-segment is familiar with you. 7-segment is familiar with you. You can just understand this RTC. You can just understand with this RTC. So as far as this RTC is concerned, in your assignment, I have given you some. I have given some questions. I have given some questions. Okay, so in that, if you see properly, as far as which IC will you have to study for a real-time clock. For this real-time clock, you have to study the IC, that is a DS 12887. 12887. So even I don't want you to go into the detail of this DS 12887. You can see only, you can just understand the interfacing only. आपको सिर्फ इंटरफेसिंग समझना है कि 89V51 का इंटरफेसिंग RTC के साथ कैसा है and the block diagram. As well as you have to understand the interfacing of 89V51 with the 7-segment display. Okay, but you should have something knowledge about this, so you can just go through this. And as far as module number 6 is concerned, if you see the reference books, हमने वहाँ पे सिर्फ डेटा शीट्स को बताया, आपको बताया कि you can refer data sheets, because nowhere you will find this in any of the book. So you have two options with you. You can Google search. You can Google search. So as far as your assignment is concerned, I have given you the liberty to Google search, as well as this is the first option, and second you can use the data sheets. You can use the data sheets. तो लास्ट मॉड्यूल के लिए आपको गूगल सर्च करना है और डेटा शीट यूज करना है. सो आई वांट दैट यू शुड हैव written notes for your last module. I want you should have written notes for your last module. That's why I have given 7 questions in your assignment. 7 questions properly करो, sincerely लिखो, so that before the exam you have to refer that written notes. Okay. And where do you get the answer? You will get the answer either in Google search or in the data sheet. Okay, in the class, in this material also I have given the three data sheets for your NXP at 9V51 RD2, for Atmega 328P, and the last data sheet, that is for PIC 16F886. In these data sheets you will see all the features. I don't want you to see all the features, but at least list down and understand. Okay, some of the features, at least 10 features you can write down. 10 features you can write of that particular microcontroller. Now, why we have keep this last this particular module at the last? There is also the rationale behind that. That why we have kept this last this particular module at the last. See, once you have understood 8051, once you have understood ARM7, once you have understood RISC and 6, once you have understood von Neumann architecture, Harvard architecture, Princeton architecture, and once you have understood about the features of 8051, the block diagram of 8051, the features of ARM7, the block diagram or data flow model of ARM7, you are in the state to understand the features of all the other microcontrollers. आपको फीचर्स अगर पता चले 8051 और ARM के, तो बाकी के फीचर्स भी आप खुद से समझ सकते हो. Okay, so that was the rationale that we have kept this particular module at the last, so that the students will be able to understand the features by just going through the data sheets. These data sheets are nothing but the manual. Okay, you should be in the state to go through the features, okay, by yourself and understand what are these features. And if you see in the if you see the features in the data sheet, there are many features. I want you to write down those features only which you understand, which you understand. Okay, as there is a time limit, I can't explain you this last module each and every feature, but this is given as an assignment where you will be only writing down the features which you understand clearly. क्लियरली वही फीचर्स लिखो, बाकी जो नहीं समझ में आते वो फीचर्स नहीं लिखना. Okay, so that was the about the features. And about the interfacing for 6.3, you will be seeing the interfacing of 89V51 with RTC and 7 segment. Come to the next module, sub module, that is 6.4. In this thing, you have to see the interfacing between PIC 16F886 with DC motor. With DC motor. Okay, so DC motor मैंने नहीं लिया, but even if you have time, you just go through what is a DC motor, and then you see the interfacing of PIC with DC motor. And at the last, that is 6.5, we have to understand the Atmega 328P interfacing of this with your LCD, with your LCD. Okay, but okay, with your LCD. Even about the 7 segment, let me clear this part. So while explaining you the interfacing of 8051 with your LED, can you see your LED के साथ हमने interfacing किया है, relay के साथ हमने interfacing देखा है, keys के साथ हमने interfacing देखा है. Similarly here, you have to just go through the 7 segment. The 7 segment is also easy. You can just see, because 7 segment में LED होते. 7 segment में कितने LED होते? 8 LED होते. 8 LED बन के 7 segment बनता है. तो LED तो हमने already पढ़ा है, तो आपको सिर्फ 7 segment पढ़ना है. Similarly for RTC, you have to study a DS. तो इसलिए मैंने इसको डेडिकेटेडली अलग से ये दिया. Okay, DS 12887. And for DC motor, you just try to understand what is the DC motor. Okay, we have DC motor, we have servo motor. Okay, and how the rotation is there. Just see that one and see the interfacing. If you can't go into the detail of this detail of the DC motor 7 segment, it is fine. But I want you should know the interfacing. ये पर्टिकुलर माइक्रो कंट्रोलर का कौन सा पिन डीसी के साथ लगाया जाता है. ओके, एंड एट द लास्ट, Atmega 328P interfacing with LCD display. Okay, so see for LCD display, DC motor and 7 segment, and then you go with the interface. Okay, so I hope that you will study this last module. Only the questions will be asked. Again, I am repeating. Only the questions will be asked about the features and about the interface. Okay, the interfacing block diagram. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Okay. Any questions you have related with the last module? Any questions you have related with the last module? Anyone please acknowledge.
No, sir.
Okay. So मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि आपका पूरा ध्यान मेरे तरफ है, आप कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे हो. Okay, you are not doing any other activity and you are paying full attention what to my explanation, what I am explaining here. Okay, so this is the part of the last module. So last module के assignments में मैंने question दिए हैं. Please Google search and use the data sheets which I have given uh, in the classroom material. Okay, so this was the about the last module, and for this one more module was there, that is a memory module. For that, hereafter if I get lectures I will explain to you about the module number, that is module number 2, that is module number 2. So module number 2 is very simple and very small. So if I get the time I will take the lectures on this memory system hereafter. Okay, आज तो मैं आम का instruction complete करूँगा, and thereafter if I get the time I will take the theories online classes on memory system. If it is not possible, I will upload one or two videos related with module number 2, so that you will be completing module number 2. Okay, so no assignment questions I have given on this. I will upload the one or two video lectures on the module number 2, that is a memory system, and from that video lectures you will be able to understand. This is a very small topic. This is a very small topic, but you have to go through this because the questions may be asked in the final exam. Okay, so that was about this thing. Now we will see our instructions related with ARM, which are left. Okay, I will take on the board. Yes, all of you pay attention now. We will be starting with the instructions related with the branching. They are called as flow control. They are called as flow control. Okay, so the instructions which we have to study under the flow control or control flow, they are also called as branch instruction. They are also called as branch instruction. So under the control flow, we have to study four instructions. We have to study four instructions. One is called as B. This is a simple branch. Then you have BL. Then you have BX, and you have BLX. You have BLX. Okay. Under the control flow, we have these four instructions. Okay. Now, what is this control flow or what is a branch instructions? You are familiar with. You are very familiar with. Okay. For example, if this is my main program, okay, and there is a subroutine program, and this is a normal instructions in the main program. Your program counter is at for instruction number 1, at instruction number 1. Okay, and third instruction third instruction, if you are using the branch, okay, so that means you are jumping from this main program to some subroutine. Now there are two chances. You can jump from main program to the subroutine, or you can jump within the main program. अभी हम ये इंस्ट्रक्शन पे थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन पे आए. यहाँ पे आपने एक ब्रांच इंस्ट्रक्शन यूज किया, उसके कारण यू आर जंपिंग फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर. Okay, so what I mean to say that there are two options. You can either jump from main program to the subroutine, or you can jump within the main program, within the main program. Okay, so these are the only two options we have. So to have these are called as the branch instructions, and to execute these branch instructions, we have these four instructions. One is called as a BL, other one is called as BL. Then we have BX and BLX. So BX and BLX, these are special instructions. This thing we will see at the last. We will see about the branch and BL, B and BL. Okay. So if you ask me what are the control flow instructions, what are the branch instructions, so I will say that these are the instructions which will change the order of instruction execution, which will change the order of instruction execution. आपको पता है प्रोग्राम काउंटर में क्या होता है? It holds the address of the next instruction to be executed. Okay, आपको ये पता है. Okay, तो if I am changing the order, अगर पीसी में अगर ये इंस्ट्रक्शन है और ये इंस्ट्रक्शन का एड्रेस सपोज एक्स है, तो डोंट यू थिंक दैट आई एम चेंजिंग द ऑर्डर ऑफ द इंस्ट्रक्शन एग्जीक्यूशन? पीसी मेरा नॉर्मल ऐसा फ्लो होना चाहिए, पहला इंस्ट्रक्शन, सेकंड इंस्ट्रक्शन, थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन. लेकिन थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन में ब्रांच होने के कारण पीसी इज डायरेक्टली जंपिंग एट एक्स एक्स. सिमिलरली थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन पे सपोज ब्रांच है और वो सब रूटीन पे मुझे लेके जा रहा है, तो सपोज सब रूटीन का ये जो एड्रेस है, सपोज ये वाई वाई है, तो मेरा प्रोग्राम काउंटर नॉर्मल फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन एग्जीक्यूट करना चाहिए. लेकिन प्रोग्राम काउंटर थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन पे आने के बाद आपका प्रोग्राम काउंटर में क्या लोड होगा? इट विल लोड विद वाई वाई. It will load with the address of subroutine. It will load the address of subroutine. So here what I want to say that I can say that the control flow instruction will change the order of instruction execution. Order, normal order execution वो change करता है. Okay, so here we would only say that if I am changing the order, that means your program counter will be loaded with some other address. Will be loaded with some other address. Okay. In other word, I can say I am jumping from one memory location to other memory location. That is also possible. Okay, memory location मैं एक से एक, मैंने क्या बोला था? We have two possibilities. मैं main program से sub routine में जाऊंगा या फिर within the sub routine I will jump. So don't you think I am having XX and YY? So what is this XX? These are the different memory locations. Okay, I am jumping from one memory location to other location, to other location. As simple as it is. As simple as मैं कहाँ से कहाँ जंप कर रहा हूँ? सपोज ये थर्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन कौन से एड्रेस पे, सपोज ये उसका एड्रेस है ए बी. आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जांपल. सो आई कैन जंप फ्रॉम ए बी टू वाई वाई, or I will jump from AB to XX. So these are nothing but jumping from one memory location to another memory location. So these are the branch instructions. Okay. Now other thing about this, that the control flow instructions can be of three types. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, we have B, we have BL, we have BX and we have BLX. लेकिन अगर मुझे कैटेगरी बनानी है, so there are three categories. Pay attention. Flow instruction or control flow instructions can fall into either of these three categories. Can fall either out of these three categories. One is unconditional. One is unconditional branch. So obviously the other will be conditional branch. And the third is branch and link. Branch and link. Branch and link. Okay, branch and link. Branch and link. So this branch and link, if you ask me which are the instructions which will come under branch and link, branch and link. So हम जब ये BX और BLX देखेंगे, that time you will be able to understand the branch and link. Okay, so we are going to see these four instructions, but before this, it's my duty to tell you that these control flow instructions, whatever the control flow instructions we have in ARM, they may fall under either out of these three. It can be unconditional branch, it can be conditional branch, it can be branch and link instructions. Okay, so when I will explain you one by one, that time you will decide that this particular instruction will fall in which particular categories. Okay, we will see this one by one. So to proceed further, if I'm giving an example, okay, first we will start with the branch instruction. First we will start with the branch instruction. So that is a B. Okay, so B stands for branch. B stands for branch. B stands for branch. तो हम पहला इंस्ट्रक्शन देख रहे हैं, that is B instruction. Okay, to give an example, for example, if I'm writing down, this is in general. If I'm writing down B, this is in general. B target, B target, and there are few instructions below, and then you have target. Now you will understand if I'm writing down B target. B target. What do you mean? What is this target? This target is label. The name of the label. And where is that label declared? The label is declared somewhere here. तो उसके सामने और कुछ लिखा होगा. I do not know. I am not interested in these instructions. But I am interested in what? To explain you what is the branch instruction. What is the branch instruction? And what is the syntax? And what is the instruction format? तो instruction format हम देखने वाले बाद में. अभी हम सिर्फ example देख रहे हैं in general कि अगर मैंने लिखा B target, where target is the name of the label, and उसके बाद दो तीन instruction है, दो तीन instruction के बाद there is a label declaration. That is, how do you write down the label? Label का नाम colon and उसके आगे you have instructions. Okay, तो यहाँ पे क्या होने वाला है? Branch target. So don't you think your जो PC आपका वैल्यू ये PC की वैल्यू जो ये इंस्ट्रक्शन के एड्रेस पे थी, then suddenly that PC is loaded with this particular address location of this particular instruction where the target is declared. So you will jump from where to where? You will jump from here to here. You will jump from here to here without executing these three instructions. Without executing these three instructions. Now, if I ask you whether this branch instruction will come under which, whether it will come under unconditional or branch and link, what is your answer? Any one of you? If I am asking you this particular example or this B, that is a branch instruction, will come under which category? Unconditional, conditional, or branch and link? What is your answer? Yes, any one of you? What is your answer? I want answer from your side, other I will ask. I will call your name and you have to answer. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
मुझे बताओ,
Yes, sir.
this particular branch instruction will come under which? Unconditional or conditional or branch? जो मैंने तीन कैटेगरी आपको बताई, उसमें से कौन सी कैटेगरी में जाता है? Yes, I am waiting for your answer. Yes, I am waiting for your answer.
Sir, unconditional branch.
Yes, it is unconditional branch. It is clear cut. मुझे ब्रांच करना है टारगेट लेवल पे, तो मैं सिर्फ जंप करूंगा यहाँ पे, खत्म. कुछ कंडीशन है? नहीं है. कोई कंडीशन है? नहीं है. So what is the unconditional branch? If you ask me what is unconditional branch, I would say unconditionally it loads the PC program counter with the specified address. Unconditionally loads the PC with the program counter with the specified address. तो प्रोग्राम काउंटर आपका यहाँ पे था, लेकिन ये इंस्ट्रक्शन आने के कारण आपका प्रोग्राम काउंटर ये एड्रेस पे चला गया. And this is happening unconditionally. Okay. Now, in the similar manner, if I have to give you the instruction format, now see the instruction format for branch, for B instruction. What is the instruction format? What is the instruction format? The instruction format is, in general, you will write down B. In curly bracket, there will be condition. Now this is applicable for all the instructions. ये condition हमने देखा है पहले ही. total 16 conditions were there. So B condition and then label का नाम खत्म. Now this is the format. Now if I have to give the example using the condition now, all of you pay attention. If I have to do this operation, क्या operation है देखो all of you. If R2 equals to 10, if R2 is equals to 10, okay, if R2 equals to 10, this is how it is written, exclamatory mark equals to 10, then R5 will be R5 plus 10 minus R3. अगर ये कंडीशन है कि अगर R2 अगर 10 रहा तो ये एग्जीक्यूट करो. नाउ दिस इज सिंपल. ओके, क्या कंडीशन है कि अगर R2 equals to 10, then I have to perform R5 is equals to R5 plus 10 minus R3. तो एक्चुअली इसके लिए जो इंस्ट्रक्शन लगने वाले वो मैं नहीं लिखूंगा, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि कंडीशनल ब्रांच क्या होता है. सो फॉर दैट, suppose now with respect to these condition, if I am writing down the instruction, I want everyone to pay attention. मेरा instruction क्या है? It is CMP. You know what is the CMP? CMP R2 comma hash 10. CMP R2 comma hash 10. Then see what I am writing now. BEQ skip SKIP skip. उसके बाद अगर कुछ 2-3 इंस्ट्रक्शंस होंगे, उसके बाद आपका स्किप का डिक्लेरेशन है SKIP और कोलन, SKIP और कोलन. ओके, और उसके बाद सपोज 2-3 you have 2-3 instruction lines you have. Okay, now here you know, you are familiar with CMP R2 comma hash 10. What does it mean? That means you are comparing R2 with 10. You are comparing R2 with 10. और आप कंपेयर कैसे करते हो? That is actually you are subtracting R2 minus 10. Now here, if R2 minus 10, if it is 0, that means they are equal. So in that case, in your CPSR, you know that you have a Z flag. In that case, your Z flag will be 1 because you have got this 0. And you know, in CMP, I am not interested in the subtraction of R2 minus 10. मैं result में interested नहीं हूँ, but I am interested in the flag. Which flag? 0 flag. तो अगर R2 और 10 इक्वल है तो आपका आंसर 0 आने वाला है और आपका Z is equals to 1 रहने वाला है. और अगर ये दोनों इक्वल नहीं है, that means it is the result is non-zero, and in that case your 0 flag will be it will be cleared. So it will be 0. It will be clear. Okay. So I am comparing R2 with 10 and I am checking the 0 flag. Okay. अब next देखो क्या लिखा है, branch और उसके साथ देखो कंडीशन क्या है, इक्वल. उसके साथ कंडीशन क्या है, इक्वल. एंड देन यू हैव लेबल का नाम. तो यहाँ पे मुझे आपको बताना है कि ब्रांचिंग along with the condition, that's why I would say BEQ is the conditional branch. And what does it do? It will conditionally loads the PC with the specified address. और वो एड्रेस कौन सा है, कहाँ पे जम करेगा, यहाँ पे. लेकिन कब जम करेगा? जब कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होती है. EQ अगर R2 और 10 इक्वल है तो कहाँ जम करना है, ये स्किप पे जम करना है, तो मैं यहाँ पे स्किप पे जम करूँगा. लेकिन अगर इक्वल नहीं है तो मैं यहाँ पे जम नहीं करूंगा. उसके बाद के जो इंस्ट्रक्शन लिखे हैं नीचे में ये वाले, वो एग्जीक्यूट होंगे. So this is an example. BEQ is an example of conditional branch. Okay. So Can I say here, if I ask you which are the main program, which is the main program, so the main program is this. ये एक लाइन मेन प्रोग्राम में आएंगी, ये एक लाइन मेन प्रोग्राम में आएगी. और अगर आप मुझे पूछेंगे सब रूटीन का कौन सा, तो सब रूटीन वाला ये है, स्किप के बाद वाला, स्किप के बाद वाला, क्योंकि मैं मेन प्रोग्राम से सब रूटीन की तरफ जा रहा हूँ. लेकिन कब, जब कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होंगी, देन ओनली आई विल जंप टू दिस स्किप. ओके. दूसरी बात ये है कि आई हैव टू स्किप के बाद अगर कुछ कंडीशंस है, सॉरी स्किप के बाद कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, वो एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद ये जो BEQ इंस्ट्रक्शन के बाद वाला जो इंस्ट्रक्शन है ना, ये वाला वहां पे मैं कब जाऊंगा. So if I have to go there, then I have to write one instruction in the skip instruction only, in the subroutine instruction only, and that instruction is, pay attention, this is important, move PC, R14. अगर ये ठीक नहीं लग रहा तो आप यूज कर सकते हो move R15, R14. ये भी समझ लो, दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. मूव PC, R14 या फिर मूव R15, R14. मुझे बात बताओ, हम स्किप पे गए, स्किप पे ये इंस्ट्रक्शन एग्जीक्यूट किया, ये किया, लेकिन BEQ स्किप के बाद वाला जो इंस्ट्रक्शन है यहाँ पे मेरा प्रोग्राम काउंटर कब आएगा, जब मैं ये इंस्ट्रक्शन लिखूंगा, मूव PC, R14. So can I say, before you jump from the main program to the subroutine program, your program counter is loaded with not your program counter, your R14 is loaded with this next instruction. ये जो दिख रहा है next instruction, suppose ये next instruction है XX पे, तो आपका R14 XX रहेगा. That is why R14 is called as a link register. मुझे वापस भी जाना है, तो वापस जाने का एड्रेस मेरे पास होना चाहिए. तो वापस जाने का एड्रेस किसके पास होता है, R14 के पास होता है. इसलिए ये देखो, सब रूटीन में आपने सब एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया 1, 2 and 3, इसलिए लास्ट में लिखना पड़ता है R14 का जो एड्रेस है कौन सा, XX, वो लोड करना पड़ता है प्रोग्राम काउंटर में. तब आपका प्रोग्राम काउंटर यहाँ पे जाएगा, XX एड्रेस पे जो इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया है वहां पे जाएगा. ओके. सो यू कैन राइट डाउन मूव PC, R14, या फिर यू कैन राइट डाउन R15, R14. So usually we write down R15, R14 because R15 is called as a program counter. It is called as a program counter, and your R14 is called as link register. So always remember, whenever you go from main program to the subroutine program, or if you go from main program to some other program, then in that case, in the other program, move R15, R14 has to be written. तभी जाके हम वापस मेन प्रोग्राम में जाएंगे और नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन पे जाके मेरा प्रोग्राम काउंटर एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. ओके. सो यहाँ पे मुझे इंपॉर्टेंट बात आपको ये बतानी थी कि BEQ is a conditional branch. Okay. And in the conditional branch, I'm going from the main program to some other location. अब ये skip को आप सबरूटीन बोलो या फिर आप बोलो कि वही मेन प्रोग्राम में मैं दूसरे एड्रेस लोकेशन पे जा रहा हूँ. You can say either of the thing. There is no problem. There is no harm. Okay. And this is how your branch, conditional branch will be executed. Okay. So always remember that your yes, the instruction format is this: be conditional and label. आपको चाहिए तो कंडीशन लिखो, अगर कंडीशन लिखेंगे तो वो कंडीशनल ब्रांच होगा, अगर कंडीशन नहीं लिखोगे तो इट बिकम्स अनकंडीशनल ब्रांच. ओके. और यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग है कि आपका R14 is an address, it is an address of the next instruction which has to be executed. और आपका प्रोग्राम काउंटर, ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट बात है, जब आप मेन प्रोग्राम से दूसरे एड्रेस पे जंप करते हो तो आपके प्रोग्राम काउंटर में वो दूसरा एड्रेस का दूसरे लोकेशन का एड्रेस स्टोर होता है. बिफोर आई गो टू दैट other program or before I go to some other address location. ओके और वो एड्रेस लोकेशन पे एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद मुझे जब वापस आना पड़ता है तो आपका ये जो R14 की वैल्यू होती है ना वो ये पीसी में लोड करनी होती है, इसलिए आप वो इंस्ट्रक्शन लिखते हो मूव R15, R14, इसलिए आप ये लिखते हो. Okay, I hope you are getting this. Okay, so always remember these are the important points which you have to understand while understanding the branch instruction. Okay, so this is the branch instruction we have seen. Okay, and you have understood that there are different ways of writing down the condition. I will give you some. I will give one example, one or two example. For example, अगर सिर्फ मैं B लिख रहा हूँ तो can I say it is unconditional? Yes, you will say it is unconditional. लेकिन अगर मैं बी के साथ अगर लिख रहा हूँ BEQ देन इट इज कंडीशनल, यानी अगर इक्वल है तो ब्रांच करो. दूसरा हो सकता है BNQ, दिस इज अवेलेबल इन ऑल द बुक्स, दैट इज अगर नॉट इक्वल है तो ब्रांच. अगर दूसरा हो सकता है कि BPL मीन्स अगर पॉजिटिव है तो ब्रांच. और दूसरा है BMI. These are few examples I am giving. There are list of conditions. Okay, there are list of conditions, and if it is negative, so MI means minus, PL means positive. PL, okay, PL. This is PL for positive, MI for minus or negative. So these are the few conditional branch. These are few conditional branch. Can you see everywhere you have B? सिर्फ बी है तो अनकंडीशनल. बी के साथ कंडीशन लग गया कि ये सब हो जाते हैं कंडीशनल. ओके, फॉर EQ मीन्स इक्वल, फॉर NQ मीन्स नॉट इक्वल, फॉर PL मीन्स पॉजिटिव और प्लस, and for MI it is minus or negative. So these are the few examples. So there are lists, you can just go through that list and you will be able to understand. Okay, so this is about the branch instruction. Okay, अभी ब्रांच तो मैंने आपको बताया. नाउ देयर इज ब्रांच एंड लिंक. ये भी आपको अभी तुरंत समझ में आएगा. व्हाट इज BL नाउ? मैंने आपको पहले B लिया, अभी मैं आपको BL ले रहा हूँ. दैट इज ब्रांच विथ लिंक. Okay, it is branch with link. So when you talk about the branch with link, the format is see the format BL. Again you have condition. ये condition तो हर instruction के पास रहेगी. Okay, and it is optional because it is in curly bracket. And the label का जो नाम रहेगा ना, that will be subroutine label. Subroutine का label का नाम. Now this is a BL. Okay, तो यहाँ पे मुझे कुछ बताने की जरूरत नहीं क्योंकि ऑलरेडी मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है. सब लेबल का नाम. ओके, तो वही बात है, मेरा मेन प्रोग्राम, मेरा सब रूटीन प्रोग्राम. ओके, या फिर आप ब्रांचिंग कर रहे हो, ओके, फ्रॉम मेन प्रोग्राम टू सब रूटीन प्रोग्राम, लेकिन वापस जब आना पड़ेगा तो लास्ट में मुझे मूव लिखना पड़ेगा, मूव R15. और आप जब यहाँ पे जंप करते हो तो आपका जो पीसी का वैल्यू जो होता है that is loaded in R14. ओके, और जब वापस जाना पड़ता है तो R14 की वैल्यू पीसी में जानी पड़ती है ताकि आप जहाँ से गए हो उसके नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन पे आप आ सको. So that is BL. Branch with link. So mostly the branch with link is used for subroutine label. This is subroutine label. Okay, branch and link is used mostly with the subroutine label. Okay, now the next part is about BX and BLX. Now this is very important. I want everyone to pay attention. This is very important. You should know this. Okay, now there can be viva question. Mostly viva questions इसमें पूछे जाते हैं. Okay, mostly viva questions इसमें पूछे जाते हैं BX और BLX में. Okay, before I explain you BX and BLX, okay, let me refresh your mind. Okay, I have told you that you have a CPSR. In the CPSR, there is a fifth bit that is called as a T. When your T is equals to 1, you are in the thumb state. when your t is equals to 0, you are in arm state. Okay, so your t bit in the CPSR will tell you that your instructions आप जो execute कर रहे हो वो thumb instructions है. Thumb instructions बोले तो 32 bit instructions है, यानी हर instruction की size 32 bit है. या फिर आप ARM instruction execute कर रहे हो. ARM instruction means 16 bit of instruction, यानी हर instruction की size 16 bit. Okay. Now here this BX and BLX. Now pay attention what I am saying. This BX and BLX instruction change the state of the processor. These are called as the state of the processor. Thumb state या फिर ARM state. तो ये BX और BLX instruction जो है ना, they help us to change the state of the processor from ARM to thumb or from thumb to ARM or vice versa. So this BX and BLX plays an important role to change the state of the processor from thumb to ARM or from ARM to thumb. अब वो कैसे होता है, that thing we have to see. Okay, that thing we have to see. So for before that, let me give an example. Suppose you have this main program and you have this subroutine program. Your main program is written suppose in ARM and your subroutine program is written in thumb. See here now, this is very interesting. As far as ARM, you know that all instructions are 32 bit, and for thumb, you know all instructions are of 16 bit. All instructions are of 16 bit. Now, if I have to go from main program to subroutine program, we are changing the state from ARM to thumb. And when you go from subroutine to the main program, you are changing the state from thumb to ARM. So this everything is possible by using BX and BLX. अभी यहाँ पे मुझे और एक बात बताने दो. जब मैं BX बोलता हूँ, so this is branch and exchange. This is branch and exchange. और जब मैं BLX बोलता हूँ, that is branch exchange with link. Branch exchange with link. So हमने जो पहले पढ़ाया था ना B और BL, so you can correlate this B with BX and you can correlate this BL with BLX. सिर्फ फर्क क्या है, X. और X जब कभी भी ब्रांच के साथ आता है, that means we are changing from ARM to thumb or thumb to ARM. याद रखो. और as far as B और BL की बात आती है, we are in the same ARM instruction या फिर हम सेम थंब इंस्ट्रक्शन में ब्रांचिंग कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जब BX और BLX आता है, तो इधर यू गो फ्रॉम आर्म टू थंब और यू गो फ्रॉम थंब टू आर्म. ये हमको कैसे समझ में आएगा? because of X. So this is important point, you should note it down, that if I'm using B or BL, in that case you are branching either in the arm state only or thumb state only. But if I'm using branch, that is BX and BLX, it means that I am branching from arm to thumb or from thumb to arm. और बाकी सब सेम है, बाकी सब चीजें सेम है. Okay, so we will try to understand this concept properly, that when you talk about the branch, okay, branch. Now I will start with BX. Okay, so here you are branching as well as you are changing instruction set plus change in instruction set. Instruction set बोले तो arm to thumb or thumb to arm. Okay, and for this the format is BX. Again you have a condition. Condition is everywhere, and RM. Okay, so BX branch plus change and change in the instruction set. Change in the instruction set, and the format is BX. The format is BX, condition and RM. Condition and RM. Now here this RM is very important. Here RM is very important. I want everyone to pay attention. This is very important. Now this is RM, that is a register, and you know this register size is of 32 bit. हम ARM में रहे या फिर थंब में रहे, रजिस्टर साइज विल बी ऑलवेज ऑफ 32 बिट. यही फर्क होता है कि ARM में रहेंगे तो पूरे बिट्स यूज होंगे, थंब में रहेंगे तो सिर्फ 16 बिट्स यूज होंगे. अदरवाइज ऑल द रजिस्टर साइज इज ऑफ 32 बिट. अब मैं जो बोलने जा रहा हूँ, प्लीज पे अटेंशन. ओके, नाउ इन दिस RM I have told you the size is of 32 bit, that is from 0 to 31. 0 to 31, this last bit LSB, this plays an important role. This plays an important role. अब मैं जो बताने जा रहा हूँ, listen properly. If this bit is 0, if this bit is 0, then processor changes to or remains in ARM state. Again I am repeating. This RM is a register of 32 bit. If this register of 32 bit, okay, of 32 bit, if you see this LSB bit, if this LSB bit is 0, then your processor changes to or remains in ARM state. Changes to or remains in ARM state का मतलब ये है कि ये कंडीशन सॉरी ये इंस्ट्रक्शन अगर आप ARM में एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हो और LSB बीट अगर 0 है तो आप ARM में ही रहने वाले हो, आप ARM में ही रहने वाले हो. लेकिन अगर आप ये इंस्ट्रक्शन थंब में एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हो और आपका ARM का LSB बीट अगर 0 है तो हम थंब से ARM की तरफ चले जाएंगे, हम थंब से ARM की तरफ चले जाएंगे. इसलिए उसका मतलब होता है प्रोसेसर चेंजेस टू और रिमेन्स इन ARM स्टेट. नाउ दिस इज आल्सो एप्लीकेबल व्हेन योर बीट इज 1. अगर 1 है, ये देखो मैं नीचे लिख रहा हूँ, अगर 1 है, अगर 1 है, ये वाला बीट अगर 1 है, then your processor changes to or remains in thumb state. इसका भी मतलब वही है. क्या अगर मैं इंस्ट्रक्शन ये ARM में एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा हूँ और आपका RM LSB बीट अगर 1 है तो मैं ARM से थंब चले जाऊंगा, और अगर आप ये इंस्ट्रक्शन थंब में एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हो और आपका RM का LSB बीट अगर 1 है तो मैं थंब से थंब में ही रहने वाला हूँ. दैट इज इट. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट दिस बीट, ये जो RM का जो LSB बीट है, this is copied into T bit of CPSR. ये जो दिख रहा है T bit, ये जो T bit दिख रहा है, आपका जो RM का जो रजिस्टर है उसका जो ये 0th बिट है, ये वाला, ये कॉपी होता है यहाँ पे. तो अगर ये 0 कॉपी हो गया इसका मतलब आप ARM स्टेट में हो. सॉरी, ये मैंने गलत किया है. थंब शुड बी ऑफ 16 एंड ARM शुड बी ऑफ 32. ठीक है, ये प्लीज करेक्शन कर लो. सो योर RM 0th bit is always copied into the T bit of CPSR. ये अगर 0 है तो 0 कॉपी होगा, तो पता चलेगा कि हम ARM स्टेट में. और अगर ये RM का LSB bit अगर 1 है तो 1 will be copied in T bit और हमको पता चलेगा कि we are in thumb state, we are in thumb state. Okay, so RM का इतना इम्पोर्टेंस है. RM has got such a big importance which will change the state of the processor. You can see the state of the processor, or you can say the change in the instruction set, because thumb का instruction set 32 bit और thumb का instruction 16 bit और ARM का instruction set is of 32 bit. Okay, so this is the important role of BX. This is the important role of BX. Similarly, if I talk about BLX now, the last instruction BLX. Now, when you talk about the BLX, the same thing, but here important thing is link. Here important thing is link. Okay, so we have to always use LR, that is R14. We have to use always LR, that is R14. So if I have to go from ARM to thumb or vice versa, we have to use the link register. Okay, link register. So there is one concept which is called as ARM thumb interworking. Arm thumb interworking. Now, what is the concept of this? Please pay attention. What is the concept of arm thumb interworking? Now, arm thumb interworking means what? What is the meaning of this? Now, you are in arm. Now, if you are executing an instruction in the arm, or you will be executing the instruction in thumb. Okay, so what I mean to say that at a time you can execute the instruction in arm, or at a time you can execute the instruction in thumb. But if you ask me that if you are using arm as well as thumb, if you are using arm as well as thumb, इसका मतलब क्या है? ये मेरे आर्म की इंस्ट्रक्शन है 32 बिट के, ये मेरे थंब की इंस्ट्रक्शन है 16 बिट के, लेकिन एक प्रोग्राम मैंने लिखा है जो है जिसमें जिसमें आर्म के भी इंस्ट्रक्शन है 32 बिट के और कुछ थंब के भी इंस्ट्रक्शन है 16 बिट के. So that is how it is called as a switching. So it is not possible to execute the arm and thumb instruction at a time. It is not possible, but we can switch between arm to thumb and between thumb to arm. And how do you switch? By using either BX or BLX instruction. By using either BX or BLX instruction. BX instruction कहाँ पे यूज होता है? अगर वही प्रोग्राम में, टेक एन एग्जांपल हियर, अगर वही प्रोग्राम में आपके कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन 32 बिट आर्म के हैं और कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन 16 बिट थंब के हैं, तो आप यहाँ से यहाँ पे ही जंप कर रहे हो. So that in that case you are using BX. लेकिन हम अलग इंस्ट्रक्शन यूज कर रहे. फॉर एग्जांपल मेन प्रोग्राम लिख रहे हैं हम आर्म में और सब रूटीन प्रोग्राम हम लिख रहे हैं थंब में. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस नाउ. दिस इज द मेन प्रोग्राम. ये मेन प्रोग्राम में आर्म की इंस्ट्रक्शंस भी है और थंब की इंस्ट्रक्शंस भी. लेकिन ये केस अलग है. ये केस क्या है? मेन प्रोग्राम मेरा आर्म इंस्ट्रक्शन में है और सब रूटीन प्रोग्राम मेरा थंब में है, लेकिन दोनों अलग अलग जगह पे. So in that case, if I am going from main program to the subroutine, and if I have to come back, so in that case I have to use BLX. What time I am not using BX? In that case I am not using BX. Okay. So I hope this is understood to each and everyone, that where we have to use B, where we have to use BL, where we have to use BX, and where we have to use BLX. Okay. See the full form. B stands for only branch. BL stands for branch with link. ये जब लिंक की बात आती है ना, then it becomes important. और लिंक की जब बात आती है तब आपका R14 plays an important role. BX की जब बात आती है, I have given an example. Okay, I have given an example here in the same program. Okay, and BLX, when you talk about, there is a link, and then R14 comes into picture. And how do you go from subroutine program to the main program? You have to use move R15 comma R14, in which linker address is copied into the program counter. Okay. Any questions you have related with this? Any questions you have? Now, let me tell you, this is called as a BX. Why it is called as X? Because of exchange. What do we have to exchange? Exchange between arm and thumb. Okay, and this is LX. That is exchange between arm and thumb with link. With link is important. Okay, and this switching from arm to thumb and thumb to arm is called as arm thumb interworking. So this thing I have mentioned somewhere. Yes, this is called as arm thumb interworking. Okay. So you have to remember this arm thumb interval. Any questions you have? Do you have any questions? I will take more. हाँ, कोई question है?
No, sir.
Okay. So this thing was important to tell to explain you. So I have taken this flow control instruction. So please revise this whatever I have explained you. Okay. I will take more just 15 minutes. Yogesh, it is fine if I take more for 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. मैंने जैसे बताया था कि और कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस मुझे लगते हैं कि दैट थिंग यू शुड नो एंड इवन आई हैवंट टेकन इट. So are these instructions are this multiply instruction. These are the instructions I haven't taken. So you should know that. Just pay attention here, all of you. This is the instruction. I will take only for 15 minutes. This is easy, but you should pay attention now. So when you talk about multiply instructions, okay, when you talk about multiply instructions, in this multiply instructions, when you talk about the multiply instructions, that means you are multiplying two numbers. Okay, you are multiplying two numbers. So as far as arm is concerned, we can either use the instruction MUL. Pay attention, this is important. As far as arm is concerned, and if you have to multiply two numbers, you can either go with MUL, which is simple multiply, or you can go with MLA. MLA stands for multiply and accumulate. Multiply and accumulate. Okay, so here, if I am talking about MUL, simply it is multiplication of two numbers. But here, it is multiply and accumulate. Accumulate is important. So what is the case here? The case is, first we are multiplying two numbers and then the third number is getting added. This is the meaning of multiply and accumulate. Okay, so MUL हम जब यूज करते हैं तो it is a product of two register values. You can say register, product of two register, or you can say product of two numbers. But if I am saying MLA, it is to multiply and accumulate. It is first the product of two numbers or two register, then the third register is getting added to the product. Then it is called as multiply and accumulate. Okay. So with this understanding, what are the different instructions we have? Now, as far as multiply instructions are there, this multiply instruction is either of this four. Not four. You cannot say four, but we will see. It is either integer multiplication. In which आपको पता है मेरे दो रजिस्टर है और दोनों रजिस्टर का साइज 32 बिट है. तो जब मैं इसको मल्टीप्लाई करता हूँ, there are two chances. The product of this can be of 32 bit or the product of this can be of 64 bit. Now when the product of this can be 64 bit, when these 32 bits and these 32 bits are having greater number, जब वो नंबर बहुत बड़े हैं और वो 32 बिट्स को अगर मैं ऐड कर रहा हूँ, सॉरी मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा हूँ, बड़े बड़े नंबर्स को मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा हूँ, so 100% the chances are that the result is 64 bit. बट अगर ये दोनों 32 बिट नंबर्स अगर छोटे हैं, you can cross check this. You can take any number in the hexadecimal number, you take smaller number, the chances that you will get 32-bit result only. You will get 32-bit result only. So whenever you get 32-bit result, it is called as integer multiplication. When you get 64-bit result, it is called as long integer multiplication. It is called as long integer multiplication. Okay. And if you remember, while explaining you the data flow model of ARM, you have one block diagram of MAC. यही है जो वो काम करता है. कौन सा काम? Multiply and accumulate. Multiply and accumulate means multiplying two register plus first and then adding the third register. ये काम कहाँ पे होता है? MAC में होता है. Okay. So what is this multiply and accumulate instructions are doing? It will add product of running total. वही यानी product पहले लो, बाद में third register के साथ उसको add करो. So that is it. Okay. So multiply instructions are important. So as far as multiply instructions are concerned, we have 4 instructions. So which are they? We will see. Not 4 instructions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instructions. Okay. Now try to understand one by one. When I am doing simple multiplication, मैंने बताया था, you will be using MUL. The result will be 32-bit. If you are doing multiplication and accumulate, आपको 32-bit कब आएगा? मैंने पहले ही बताया था कि जब नंबर छोटे हैं. वो ये याद में रखो, जब हम दोनों का प्रोडक्ट ले रहे हैं और नंबर छोटे हैं तो 32-bit ही आएंगे. और अगर मुझे मल्टीप्लाई और ऐड करना है, मल्टीप्लाई और एक्यूमुलेट करना है, तो यूज MLA. मैंने आपको बताया था कि 2 इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, MUL एंड MLA. और ये सब जो है उसके वेरिएंट्स है. ये जो सब दिख रहे हैं आपको, ये उसके वेरिएंट्स है. तो अगर मैं MLA यूज कर रहा हूँ और अगर नंबर छोटे हैं तो आई विल गेट 32-bit. लेकिन जब कभी रिजल्ट 64-bit आता है या फिर हम बड़े नंबर्स को प्रोडक्ट कर रहे हैं या फिर बड़े नंबर्स को हम प्रोडक्ट लेके एक्यूमुलेट कर रहे हैं, तो वहां पे MUL और MLA काम नहीं करने वाला. In that case, MUL and MLA is not going to work out. For that, we have dedicated instructions. What are these dedicated instructions? That is, first one is UMUL. UMUL stands for unsigned multiply. You know, the numbers can be signed or the numbers can be unsigned. ये हमको डिटेल में नहीं है, okay? But you should know. हम अगर unsigned, maximum time we are dealing with unsigned number only. So when you are dealing with unsigned number and larger number, big number, when you are dealing with unsigned number and larger number, okay, and if you want to multiply, then you will be using UMUL. So try to understand the full form of UMUL. Unsigned multiply. So unsigned multiply जब आप करते हो बड़े नंबर को, you will get 64-bit of result. Similarly, come to this. If I am dealing with unsigned multiply and accumulate, then the instruction is UMLAL. So here it will give you larger number product plus addition, but the result comes to be 64-bit. So I was talking about UMLAL, in which I have to multiply and accumulate larger numbers. So the numbers can be signed or unsigned. If most of the time I told you we deal with the unsigned number, so the answer comes to be 64-bit. So you will be using UMLL. But if you are dealing with signed numbers, so you have 2 instructions. This is for signed multiply, and this is for signed multiply and accumulate. So everywhere you will get 64-bit results. Okay. If you see at the bottom, there is an example given. MLA R4, R3, R7, R8. अब ये सब क्या करने वाला है? ये सब क्या करेंगे? you will multiply R3 and R7. You will multiply R3 and R7, and this product value is getting added with R8, and the result is stored into R4. So can I write down R4 will have the product of R3 into, it is R3 into R7, and it is getting added with R8. Yes, this is the equation which you can write down for MLA R4, R3, R7 and R8. So this is the equation. Okay. So as far as multiply instructions are there, only two instructions are important, and these are the variants. Okay. Always remember, when the result comes to be 32-bit, you will be using this two. When the numbers are larger than the chances of than 100%, the result comes to be 64-bit. Then in that case, you have to see that the result, depending upon the result, you will be using this particular uh, instructions. Okay. So this was about the multiply. Even I need to tell you the format. The format is important. Format के बिना हम नहीं, we will not understand what is the format for that. So let me give you the format. For MUL, the format is again MUL, then you have condition. Then let me tell you one more thing. I can use S. आपको पता है S का importance क्या है? अगर मुझे result flag में reflect करना है तो मुझे S लगाना है. And this is also optional. Can be used for any of the instructions. Okay. So MUL condition S. See the registers in general: RD, RM, and RS. RD, RM, and RS. This is in general. So अगर मैं execute ये general लिख रहा हूँ, तो I can directly write down RD will be equal to RM into RS. Okay. Similarly, the format for MLA, again the same thing. Condition S, but it is MLA. We require 4 registers. So these registers are RD, RM, RS, and RN. These are in general. Okay, and this is all. The first register will be always your destination. इसलिए RD है. पहले केस में भी वही लिखा था. RD लिखा था, because वहाँ पे आपका result store होने वाला. Okay, and the other 3 or remaining 2, they hold the other operands. यहाँ पे एक बात है. This because मैंने बोला था कि questions इसमें से भी पूछे जाते हैं. They may ask you whether R15 can be out of this. No. So the thing is that R15 cannot be used. R15 cannot be used. You can use R14, चलेगा. You can use R13, वो भी चलेगा. But you know, on a safer side, we never use this particular. We never use this R13, R14, and R15. Okay. So this was about the MLA instructions. Okay. There are many examples. You can search the example. You will get the answer. Okay. Let me give you the format for the other variants. Okay. So other variants can be UMULL, UMLAL, SMULL, and the fourth one is SMLAL. चारों के लिए एक जनरल फॉर्मेट है. Operation can be this, it can be this, it can be this, or it can be this. Okay. So OP, again you have condition, Again you can use S, and see here what I am writing down. RDLO, comma RDHI, ये सब मैं जनरल लिख रहा हूँ, comma RM, comma RS, RMRS. Now what is this RDLO? Because you know these 4 operations will give you the result in 64-bit. So you know the restriction is that the register is having the capacity of 32-bit. And if you're getting the result of 64-bit, then where you will store that? Where you will store that? Okay. So for that case, we are using 2 registers. Can you see our RD lower, RD higher? So we are using 2 registers which will hold the result. Lower 32-bit result will be stored at RDL0, and higher 32-bit result will be stored at RDHI higher. Okay, so 64-bit जो result आता है उसमें कहा lower 32-bit will be stored in RDL0, and higher 32-bit will be stored at RDHI. And RM and RS are what? They are the operands. Okay, यहाँ पे और एक note है. Okay, that your RDL0, your RDHI and your RM must all be different. ये सब अलग अलग होने चाहिए, because हम in some instructions हम दोनों सेम रजिस्टर यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे वो there is a restriction कि हम नहीं कर सकते. Okay, so the point to be noted here is that see this thing also can be used in the Viva. Your RDL0, your RDHI, obviously ये तो अलग रहने वाले, लेकिन आपका RM भी अलग होना चाहिए. So all these 3 registers should be different. Okay, so if I have to give you an example for this, like example देता हूँ. See here, if you write down UMLAL, then see what I am writing: R4, R5, R3 and R8. ये क्या है? Unsigned multiply and accumulate. Okay, now see here मैं क्या लिख रहा हूँ, ये इसका रिजल्ट क्या आएगा? I am writing down in the equation format. See here what result I am getting. So you will have your 64-bit result in these 2 register, in which R5 will hold higher 32-bit and R5 will hold higher 32-bit, and your R4 will hold lower 32-bit. Okay, so I can write down in this manner. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब है R5 और R4 मिला के 64-bit, R5 R4 मिला के 64-bit, जिसमें से 32-bit R5 के है और लोअर 32-bit R4 के. इसका ये मतलब होता है. ओके, और ये आपका क्या है? रिजल्ट है. ये आपका क्या है? रिजल्ट 64-bit. ये हो गया. इक्वल्स टू आगे देखो क्या कर रहा हूँ. R3 मल्टीप्लाई बाय R8 plus whatever you get R5 value and R4 value, they are getting added. आपका इंस्ट्रक्शन देखो क्या है? R4, R5, R3, R8. ये आपका अनसाइंड मल्टीप्लाई एंड एक्यूमुलेट है, तो प्रोडक्ट ये दोनों के होने वाले. और एडिशन किसके साथ रहेगा? ये आपका R4 का रजिस्टर का वैल्यू और आपका R5 का रजिस्टर का वैल्यू. R4 वाला जो है वो लोअर 32-bit को ऐड करेगा. R5 का जो रजिस्टर का वैल्यू है वो हायर 32-bit को ऐड करेगा. और ये जब मिलके जो भी आंसर आएगा 64-bit का, वो फिर से जाके स्टोर होगा R5 और R4. Okay, again I am repeating. वी आर डीलिंग विद मल्टीप्लाई एंड एक्यूमुलेट। आपको पता है प्रोडक्ट होता है दो इसका, और बाद में थर्ड इसके साथ एडिशन होता है। यहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट हो रहा है R3 और R8 में, इट इज मेंशन्ड हियर। एडिशन किसके साथ हो रहा है? R4 का जो रजिस्टर वैल्यू है 32 बिट, वो 32 बिट जो है वो लोअर 32 बिट को ऐड करेगा। ये देखो, ये कोलन है, कोलन का मतलब है लोअर 32 बिट जो R4 में है वो ऐड होगा इसके प्रोडक्ट को। ये प्रोडक्ट का जो आंसर आएगा उसके लोअर 32 बिट को ऐड करेगा। और ये आपका जो R5 है, R5 में जो वैल्यू है पहले से जो वैल्यू है वो आपका हायर 32 बिट बिट को ऐड करेगा। कौन सा हायर, किसके हायर 32 बिट को? ये प्रोडक्ट का जो आंसर आया उसका जो हायर 32 बिट है उसको ये R5 ऐड करेंगे। ये सब होने के बाद जो आंसर आता है 64 बिट, जो आंसर आता है 64 बिट, उसका 32 बिट लोअर बिट जाएगा R4 में और हायर 32 बिट जाएगा R5। दैट इज द मीनिंग, एज सिंपल एज इट इज, as simple as it is. Okay, so that is the case. So you should know that how do you multiply and how do you get the answer. Okay, so इसलिए हमेशा ये फॉर्मेट याद रखो, ये वाला। यस, ये वाला ही फॉर्मेट याद रखना जिसमें क्लियरली आपको समझ में आता है कि मैंने कौन कौन से रजिस्टर्स लिए, डिफरेंट रजिस्टर्स लिए और उसको कैसे मैंने ऐड किया। ओके, सो दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंट। I think we will stop here. Yogesh, when I'm having the next lecture in this particular week?
सर इस वीक में तो शायद नहीं है, सिर्फ फ्राइडे है
अच्छा,
अभी कॉलेज में, कल भी छुट्टी है।
कल किसकी छुट्टी है?
ईद है कल।
पर अच्छा, कल ईद है और फ्राइडे को क्या? अच्छा, फ्राइडे को मेरा लेक्चर नहीं
सर
है,
कल ईद नहीं है।
फ्राइडे को ईद है।
हाँ
अरे
फ्राइडे
लेकिन
ईद।
छुट्टी तो कल ही है ना।
नहीं, क्योंकि है ना, बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट क्लियर एज पर द कैलेंडर। इट शोज ईद इज ऑन फ्राइडे।
हाँ सर,
इट
क्योंकि
शोज।
कल 30 डेज कंप्लीट होगा, 30 डेज के बाद ही ईद होता है।
अच्छा ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम, no problem. Yogesh, if you get some 1 hour more, you please let me know. Otherwise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to record my video lecture and I'm going to upload. Okay, so you can see there. लेकिन
ओके
अगर
सर।
आपको, हाँ, अगर आपको टाइम मिलता है तो मुझे बता देना। जैसे आज आपने मुझे बताया था 2 घंटे पहले कि सर आप 12 बजे ले सकते हो क्या, तो मैंने लिया। वैसे अगर ईद के टाइम पे, ठीक है, ईद के टाइम पे मैं नहीं लूंगा, लेकिन अगर कल जमता है या फिर जब ये वीक में कभी भी जमता है तो मुझे एक बार बता देना, तो आई विल टेक योर लेक्चर फॉर 1 hour 15 minutes to 20 minutes. इज इट फाइन?
यस सर।
ठीक है। आज का अटेंडेंस है ना योगेश ले लो, और लैब
सर लिया
असिस्टेंट
है।
ले लिया ना? ओके ओके
हाँ सर।
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। So if you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise you can leave. Thank you.
Thank you,
थैंक यू
sir.
सर।
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Take care.